What's up, guys? Welcome back to Freak Show Racing. I was trying to get this traction bar situation under control, and I ran into a bit of a problem. So, but you're gonna have that on projects like this anyway. You're always gonna have problems. So this is my dilemma. So right now, I put threaded nut certs in here because nuts broke off. Well, I couldn't ever get this to line up. I tried using a slide hammer and everything, and I can't get it to line up. It's tweaked in just a little bit. See that? Like, that's how far tweaked in it is. And my idea is this bar needs to be removable, so I can't just weld it on. But every time I put nut certs in, when I start tightening them up, they start spinning. And I've gone up a size and I have the same problem. Like now, this nut cert's in there spinning. This one, nut cert's in there spinning. Can't get them to stay. So I guess my next step is something I don't really want to do, but it's something I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to cut a window in here. I'm gonna have to cut a window in there and then put a nut on the back of it, unless I can find another solution so that I can have the traction bar mounted sturdily and be removable. And I'm gonna have to do the same thing on the passenger side. Not really sure where to go from here, because I want to work on this. I want to work on this and fix it. I want to cut this out and cut this out and add new metal all the way up here, and cut this whole thing out and add new metal, so that I have something solid to bolt this up to and get rid of all this trash wrinkled metal from where this car was in a collision. But that's not gonna happen today. I think I'm gonna sleep on it and regroup and just, figure out what to do from there, because I'm kind of out of ideas, and every idea that I have isn't working out the way that I want it to. So I'll feel more when I figure it out. When I figure it out, I'll continue the video from there. been thinking about how I'm gonna fix this traction bar situation so I can actually mount it to the car and still be able to remove it. And I ended up doing what I didn't want to do, which was cutting a hole in the side of the frame rail. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just not the way that I wanted to do it. Anyway, I'll show you. Yeah, so I basically using a hole saw on a drill, and I'm gonna cut a hole in here so I can access the back of these nuts and just use a nut and bolt through here to mount it. So that way I can put it on and take it off with no hassle. It's not the way I wanted to do it. I wanted it to be a lot cleaner and, you know, I wanted to be able to use a threaded insert and, you know, take it on and take it off without having to put nuts on the backside, but it's just not going to happen because every threaded insert that I put in there, it spins, even if the hole's not the wrong size, you know. Even if I drill the hole the perfect size for the threaded insert, it breaks loose and spins. So I'm gonna be able to actually line this thing up exactly how I want it, and, you know, put it on and take it off with no problems if I drill a hole in it. So that's the only way it's gonna happen. Alright, well, the traction bar is in. We don't really have much time to do much more today, but let me show you what I did. So I cut a hole there and bolted it from the backside. And I cut a hole there with a hole saw and bolted it from the backside. So now she's on there, and she can be installed and removed, and we have something solid to attach a weight plate to now. That's not the way that I wanted to do it, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. I think the next step is taking the brake booster out, getting rid of all the fuel lines and brake lines, and dropping that subframe and getting rid of all the suspension once we get it up on jack stands. Then we can start on the bay. What I'm going to do is, you know, cut this piece out, replace it with new metal, and I'm going to stitch weld everything else. So where every other panel comes together, I'm going to stitch weld it so that it's a lot more sturdy than it is now. And then we're going to fill in all the bolt holes that we don't need, and kind of do like a semi shave on it. It's not going to be a total shaved bay, but it's going to look nice and it's going to be strong. But yeah, I really want to go through and stitch weld everything, and then move into the interior and the body panels of the car and stitch weld all of that before I put a roll cage in. But anyway, we'll start on that on a different day. Another thing that's kind of got me held up on the race car right now is that my truck. That's the transfer case. New one's in here, but I also have to pull the transmission out and put a rear main seal in. What do you think about it?
Which one?
The Princess, Unicorn Princess. What do you think about it, huh?
I like it.
You like what?
That.
The race car? She's trying to sneak up on a kitten right now. Anyway, pretty soon, I don't know if I'm going to combine this all into one video or just wait till I got more, because I hadn't really filmed anything new really. It's all just been sheet metal work and trying to make that traction bar fit. But I don't know, you'll either see this soon or you'll wait until we start stripping everything out of the engine bay and stitch welding it and doing more metal work on it. We'll see in a minute.